This is me if I was a teacher. Hey, get off your phone and sit down and be quiet. Good boy. When I say teacher, it sounds like I'm teaching little kids, and that makes that weird. So pretend I'm a professor at a college teaching other consenting adults around my same age. Good boy. Teachers can suck, but sometimes it is the student's fault. What? I know. I had this one teacher that was very, very strict. She would, I think, mark you down a letter grade if you forgot to put your name on the test, even if it was just one time. I'm pretty sure I'm not making that up. I know that she got fired for calling a kid mentally handicapped. I've had a lot of shitty teachers in my life, and maybe at times it was my fault, because maybe I was a bad kid. Maybe I was a bad boy. Bad boy. Come on. We're gonna watch teachers freaking out and determine whether or not they're in the right or the wrong. Wow. So insightful. And I'm gonna try not to cringe at the same time. Teacher loses it on student who disrupts class. What's Benson doing there? What's Benson doing there? Is Rigby gonna get fired? Are Mordecai and Rigby gonna get fired? Are the boys are at it again?
That's enough. I'm sorry. With the skimming and the Fortnite, I don't want to hear that. First thing in the morning, your classmates don't want to hear that first thing in the morning. I wake up at 5:30 every morning to teach you. I'm sorry. To help you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I kind of feel bad for the kid. It really does sound like he's sorry. I don't know, guys. Forgive him.
Have a future. And you come in here and you're spilling all this bullshit. I'm sorry that I can't make algebra interesting enough for you to pay attention for 5 seconds. Without spurting out whatever you generate TikTok bullshit terms with. I don't care.
If someone's screaming at you, the number one thing to do to ease the tension, calm down.
Yeah.
You're overreacting. Hey, oh my God. Grow up. It's a good boy. Look, I'm not a... You see what I just pulled out? Can you guys see that? Pull out.
Oh.
Yelling, I don't fuck with yelling. I think it's a little stupid, you know. You don't gotta yell to get your point across, but I understand at times it's really necessary. As a teacher, I think it's a tough thing, because sometimes the kids really aren't gonna listen to you unless you have that like affirmative voice. I think there's a fine line. If you yell too much, you're a problem. You know, what are you doing yelling at kids all day? Get a grip. Why is this your job? Get another job. But if you're yelling on occasion, like I could see this guy, he's at his last wits with these kids saying skibbity. I hate saying that. Saying this Riz shit. God, I sound like Ellen saying this. Like I'm ruining the joke. He's at his wit's end, so he's yelling because he's so frustrated, and he's so frustrated with these kids that just don't want to learn, or this kid. But if he's yelling all the time, then it's like, okay, buddy, grow up. Well, you're a teacher to try to teach these kids, not to just scream at them all day. So yelling is okay. I just think if you're yelling at someone for a one-time thing, it's like, buddy, relax. I don't know. When someone yells at me, I'm just like embarrassed for them. Or if someone's yelling at someone, I'm just like embarrassed for them. Because what are you yelling for? Hey, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. If someone kills someone, yeah, yell at them. But if it's just a mistake someone made, why are you yelling? Like, people getting in an accident, you see them yelling, or one guy yelling, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Bro, you're okay. It could be like a simple accident, like a little bump, and people will be screaming. What's yelling gonna do? You're just gonna make the situation worse. So the point is, on this tangent, yelling is needed sometimes, but as long as you're not doing it all the time. So I am on the teacher's side here. Teacher 1, students 0.
Loser.
I am talking too much. I'm sorry. I'm just really trying to go into these videos. In my last Karen video, I had a 10-minute video I made from a 3-minute clip, and I had to cut the whole thing out because every little thing I needed to cut out tied in with the other thing I was saying. So I was like, if I cut this out, this isn't gonna make sense. If I cut this out, it won't make sense. The whole video won't make sense, so I just cut the whole thing out. But yeah, because this clip was 35 seconds, and according to my audio, I've been talking for 6 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh, you suck.
Let's move on. Ugh, I've seen this one before. I hate this one, bro. Oh, we're gonna watch it though.
Please. Oh my God. I'm sorry that I was helping my friend with her work.
That's some medicine that's there, man.
Ew, bro, ew. Stop. Stop trying to intimidate the child like that.
Please. Oh my God.
I think it's so cringe when someone tries to intimidate someone just by standing there and staring, especially when a teacher does it. When they're standing there, you know the classic? I'll wait. I said I'll wait. It's just, oh, and this is the worst. I don't like the way the kid reacted either, because it just the whole situation gives me extreme secondhand embarrassment.
I can tell you're trying to intimidate me, but I don't quite care. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I was trying to help my friend. Are you going to send us to the office?
Yeah.
Dang.
There's more. You gonna let it talk?
And everyone's
If you're
instigating.
going to say something to me, I'd rather you say it now than keep staring at me.
Ooh.
I can tell you're trying to intimidate me.
Oh my god.
This doesn't have any communication and it doesn't achieve anything. Please tell me what you want to say.
I just want to get my.
I can't. It's like Impractical Jokers, bro. I can't. I just want to crawl in my skin.
Pause.
I just want to crawl in my little sack. Pause. Props to the kid for standing up to the teacher. I think it's entirely right to be standing up. It just still gives me secondhand embarrassment. I don't like that. So I said it was cringe about the kid, but the kid's just standing up for herself. Teacher, what are you doing, bro? You're giving off that vibe that you think because it's a kid, you got this like aura you're gonna fucking put on the kid. I've been saying aura a lot in my videos lately. That you're putting off in this kid, and it's just so cringe. Everything the student said is right, you know? Communicate, you're not communicating anything. She was just helping her friend, but you hate the fact that she's talking back. You know that teacher is just sitting there like, that girl wants to knock that student out. And this is a one instance video, no context. Just like with every other video, we don't have context, but you can assume this teacher is annoying. This is not a way to handle students, you know? You shouldn't want to intimidate them. I don't know. Yes, she should listen to you because you're the teacher, but it doesn't mean you're always right, and you should just communicate. And maybe no, you shouldn't listen always because they're the teacher, because that gives you the idea in life that you should just always listen to those higher above you. But it depends. It should be you should listen and should give respect, but you should also really listen for yourself, because if the person's wrong, who's higher above you, then you have the right to stand up for yourself. Like if you have a boss at a job who's taking advantage of you, are you supposed to listen to them because they're your boss? No. That's what I think. Cornell University professor has an outburst over an overly loud yawn. I hope I made you guys yawn.
Let me tell you something, you guys. My bad side is as bad as my pleasant side is pleasant.
Oh, scary.
Ah!
Oh, shiver my timbers.
You did not just say.
Push me that way. I like to keep things informal in here as much as possible, but understand where the difference between informal and impolite is. And I won't tolerate impolite. If I hear one more of these overly loud yawns, get up and walk the hell out. Yawn outside. Stay out of class. Whatever it is you need to do to get over it. I want to know why 220 other people in this room don't find the need to do that. And you should be asking yourself, why am I the one loser that has to do that?
Loser? You're the loser, bro. No way you're this mad over a yawn. It just keeps getting worse. At first I'm thinking, oh, at least he's very timid about it. So at least he's trying to sound respectful. Oh, he raised his voice. Well, at least he's not calling them names. Oh, he called him a loser. And this is over a fucking yawn, bro?
Other people know better.
Know better? What do you mean know better?
Don't push me to this point again.
Oh!
All right. Now, if that didn't ruin the tone for the rest of the class, by the way, if somebody wants to anonymously tell me who it is, please do.
That might have been the worst video I've ever seen in my life. And I haven't said that before. Now, if that didn't ruin the tone of the rest of the class. Bro's pacing because he's so mad. He wants to go and drop kick the student. What are you going to do to the kid? Email them? Write them up? This is for yawning in my class? Don't ever fucking yawn again? Oh my god, bro. Fucking get a grip, dude. It pisses me off so much that this professor is so entitled to think that a kid can't yawn. I don't know, it didn't fucking sound like it was a big deal. Maybe the kid yawned a bunch in class. Even at that point, if the kid was pulling a prank on you, still get over it, okay? You don't need to react like that. I could understand if you're mad because the kid is purposely doing it over, like... If the kid is purposely screaming to try to piss you off, then I get it. I'm thinking it was more the kid just yawned. Or maybe a kid yawned a few times because they're tired. Okay, sorry that the kid's tired. Calling the kid a loser? You're the loser. Fucking, oh my god. I had a teacher that hated yawns too. That's why I'm gonna believe that it was the teacher's fault, because I had a teacher that thought it was so disrespectful if you yawned and would scold you. I don't control the yawn. I'm not gonna hold it back for you. Grow up. I don't fucking care. I'm not holding back my yawn just because it makes you feel disrespected. That's your problem, not mine. I'm tired. I'm a kid. Sounds like I'm taking this personally. I am. A lot of kids would yawn. It wasn't just me getting scolded for that. That was the one teacher I had, the one that got fired. She was a really bad teacher. But what I'm saying is, you're just so childish for acting like this. Asking for someone to anonymously report the yawner? Oh my god. Why does no other kid feel like doing it? Maybe they're not as loud of a yawner. So yes, keep it in your mind that the kid could have been doing it to piss him off purposely, but also keep it in your mind that this teacher could have just been completely overreacting. God, I'm fired up, guys. I'm fired up. I'm calm now. I'll calm down. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to scare you like that. It's okay. Okay. Team Professor all the way. I'm Team Professor on this one. Team Professor, why? Want to be treated like an adult, act like an adult. Professor got a job to do, intentional or not. It's still disrespectful. It's not disrespectful to unintentionally yawn. I think that's such a stupid thing. Is it not okay to yawn as an adult? If that's true, that's a stupid stigma. People yawn. People are tired. You shouldn't take it personally if someone's tired. When I'm yawning, it doesn't mean I'm bored. It means I'm tired. Maybe people do yawn when they're bored. I'm just fucking tired if I'm yawning. Maybe certain people use it to be disrespectful, but people can yawn. I don't know. I don't think I'm wrong in this one. I mean, I never am, but, you know, you can tell me if I am. And if it was me in that class and I yawned, and I really was yawning because I'm tired, and the teacher started doing this and being like, whoever it is, someone tell me, yeah, no respect.
Oh, shiver my timbers.
I would like to think I'd come up to you after class and be like, yeah, that was me. Sorry, I was just tired. But I probably wouldn't do that because I'd be too scared. Girl pepper sprays teacher because he took her phone from her in Antioch. Girl pepper sprays her teacher because he took her phone from her in Antioch, Tennessee. This same teacher 2 months ago got punched in the face by a different student for taking a kid's phone, cheating on a test with it. This is where it's really tough. You see a teacher yelling at kids because they're not listening. Yeah, that's frustrating, but there are schools with kids like this.
Mace? Nah, Mace is crazy. Nah, Mace is crazy. Nah, she just faced it. Nah. Nah, I gotta go. Hold on. Nah. No.
She just pepper sprayed me.
Give me my phone! Give me my phone!
God, wait! Hey!
Can I get my phone? Can I get my phone? Can I get my phone? I need my phone.
Over the phone is crazy.
Is this bad to say? When someone just gets hurt, it just gives me a second embarrassment. This is completely on me. It's just my own thing. When someone reacts to getting hurt, I don't like seeing it, obviously. I don't like seeing anyone get hurt. But when they react and like scream, if I got pepper sprayed, yes, I'd be like, oh my god, ow! But just seeing someone else react when he fell to the ground, it just gave me secondhand embarrassment. What did I expect him to do? I expected him to just... delicious. I obviously didn't expect him to do that, but I can't control it. It just makes me uncomfortable seeing someone yell in pain. I don't know. I don't like it. But also, give me my phone. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. Like, oh my god, bro. Who are your parents letting you act like this, dude? Yes, he can take your phone if you're on it when you're not supposed to. I think like taking it and getting rid of it is bad, obviously, but taking it for a second and being like, okay, knock it off. I'm keeping this till the end of class. That's fine. If it rings and it's something important, he could be like, here you go. You shouldn't be on it, you know?
I need my phone.
Look at this nigga.
I need my phone. Okay, give me my phone. She said okay.
No, you can't have your phone.
Watch out, man. Don't go in there. Watch out. Don't go
I feel bad for the teacher, and it's hard in this situation because you just got pepper sprayed. So really, you can't blame him for being freaked out right now. And he's kind of killing it for just getting pepper sprayed, you know? Now he's standing after I just made fun of him for falling. But everyone in the class is laughing. If I saw my teacher get pepper sprayed, I would not be laughing. I'd be like, damn! Maybe from shock, I'd be like, oh. But I wouldn't be laughing. But there are classrooms like this and kids like this that, you know, not everyone's perfect like me, but the kids just think this is funny. And maybe I'm a prude, but I don't know, I wouldn't think this is funny. So seeing how the whole class laughed at him, you could tell that this teacher is going through a lot of shit, especially he was punched in the face by a different student for taking his phone when cheating. That's insane. Props to teachers that want to teach kids that spray them and punch them. Obviously, I don't have the context once again. Maybe this teacher sucks, but also maybe he's not the problem and it's the kids. And she pepper sprayed him? Who let you bring that to school? I guess you could need it for protection.
Yeah, dumbass question.
Using it on a teacher? Who taught you to act like that? Maybe you didn't have someone to teach you. Oh, God, it just sucks. Because what are you supposed to do? You can't just let her be on her phone. You could say put it away a million times, but if they don't respect you, they're not going to listen. So yeah, you got to take it away. There's the argument where people are like, oh, kids shouldn't have phones in school. But I like to think kids should be allowed to have phones because what if something happens at home? Oh, they can just call the office. But it would be easier to just call them. And what if, I don't know. I don't think they shouldn't be allowed to have it. If the kid keeps acting up, take it away and hold it till the end of class, yeah. But not having it, no. I don't think they don't need to have it. I get it. People live for so long without phones. But, I don't know. It's a good thing to have. Kids will abuse it, so just prevent them from abusing it. This reminds me of a story. Or just about myself as a kid. In school, when a teacher would just try to tell me what to do, it would make me really mad. For example, when a teacher would be like, no chewing gum in my class, I would purposely move my mouth and like chew my tongue a little bit to make it look like I was chewing gum, so that the teacher would yell at me and I could be like, what are you yelling at me for? I don't have gum in my mouth. Yeah, I don't know what that was for. It never worked. The teacher never looked at me. That was just scummy of me. That had nothing to do with this video though. The sad part is all the other kids just laugh like it's a joke. Folks don't realize how bad pepper spray is until they've been hit by it. They're children, so I kind of expect them to think it's all silly instead of realizing what it actually is. I was gonna say that, yes, the kids are laughing, but they are just kids. You gotta blame the parents too. Or just the surroundings. Some of these kids go through things. They have bad parents, they don't have parents, they have bad siblings, bad surroundings. It can make the kids think this is funny. The kids don't realize yet, you know? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe back when I was a student, I would have laughed, and I just don't even realize. And it's just because you're young. There's a lot of reasons. Sometimes kids are just bad kids, too. Even with good raising and stuff. That happens, too. Entitled professor assumes he has the class for the final. God, I love entitled people.
Was that a moan?
This was an entitled person.
Entitled professor assumes he has the class for the final.
And finals locations change.
Yes.
And yours is going to change right now.
Yeah, put your finger in front.
I have over 70 students, you have 35. So the smart, practical thing to do is...
But you made an assumption that you had this room.
Yeah, I made that assumption because for 15 years I've taken the final exam in the same classroom I've taught in always. And because...
What room are you assigned for the final?
This one, right here.
I want to see it on your
I don't have to because I never have been assigned a finals room.
Teacher beef is crazy. I had these teachers that would beef so hard that they wouldn't talk to each other in school. And if you think about it, it's like two coworkers not talking, but when it's teachers, it's just different because seeing that as kids is just weird. Anyways, that was a stupid story.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing, buddy. Arguing with another teacher, just go talk to the headmaster or whatever, or principal, whatever kind of school this is, and say, is this my room? Or check to make sure. Sounds like this isn't your room. How dare you sneeze? That's disrespectful. Sorry.
The reason is because I always take the final in the same classroom I teach in.
Well, then why don't they have it blocked out?
Don't know. It's an imperfect world.
So why can't you call them up and ask them to move me? Why do I have to solve a problem when we're in the spot?
And I will call your department and your administration and solve this problem. What's the number?
don't know it all.
Why are you talking to her like that, bro? God. If I were her, I'd do a drop kick to his face. No, I wouldn't. Why are you talking to her like that? Talking down to her, bro. This is the type of shit, you know? Good thing to do in front of the kids. You know, teach them to get your way. Be kind of an asshole. I could get the frustration if you think this is your room, but maybe check. Because it's so embarrassing if you check and it's not your room. It kind of sounded like she just took this room because it was free. And if she did, then the kids are there. Yeah, then she claimed the room because it was free. You don't just expect it to be free. You don't just assume it's free. Sorry, bro. And is it really that big of a deal to move? Not her, him. She's already in there with all of her students. Are all of your students also coming to this room?
Coming?
But that's your fault then, because you didn't set it up. So embarrassing, bro. How are you gonna act like this? It's just out of like the power that this is his class and what he wants. It's mine, it's mine! Just go to another room, buddy. She was so reasonable and patient too. Yeah, and he's just sitting there like, I'll call your administrator, your... And she's just sitting there being nice, bro. And she looked nervous. I feel bad for her. Fucking... And what if his students are in the right room because it was set up by administration and you're just going to the wrong room? And that's even more cringe for you. Embarrassing! If the teacher was talking to me like this is what I do. I tickle him. Like, ooh, tick it, tick it, tick it. Tick it, tick it, tick it, tick it. Balls in your mouth. You ever do that? My friends used to do that to me. You know, like when your mouth's open, you go, ball in your mouth. Not with real ball. They broke the teacher's will. What did they do to Will?
You don't need to put it away. Get up, stand up, grab your stuff, grab the 2 things that you have, and leave my classroom. I swear to God. Y'all think it's fun, bro? That's it.
You know he just stormed out of that classroom and heard them laughing and he's like, stop it! Stop laughing! That's mean, but I don't know, the way that he was like pacing back and forth like he was gonna fucking throw something. Okay, buddy, relax. These are children. Another hair, bro. Whose hair is it? Oh my god, I just landed on the camera so perfectly. Do you see that? Yeah, now you can see it. Yeah, tickle, tickle. Those look like children, bro. I mean, come on. I'm on his side because he was frustrated, but I'm also not because every time you gotta think, oh, he's probably been pushed to his breaking point. And he doesn't have to do the job. And he can quit whenever he wants. It's his life. But I don't know. The way he reacted in this situation, obviously we haven't seen all the other times that he has had to deal with this, but when kids are laughing at you, you let them win by doing this, right? And you're like, like, dude, you're in class. You shouldn't be acting like that in class to a kid. You shouldn't let a kid make you that mad. I could never be a teacher because I probably would let the kids make me mad. I wouldn't do anything, obviously. I'd just be, like, upset, and I wouldn't know how to handle it. I'd be like, stop! That's why I wouldn't be a teacher. Some people don't need to be teachers. I don't know. It just seemed like he handled it wrong. Yeah, the kids are gonna laugh at you, but then they won, dude. They won by laughing at you and you giving them this reaction. It's like a bully. You might have taught some kids, oh, I feel bad for him running away, but you also taught the kids, yeah, we just laughed about this. We're not really gonna care. Unless someone set them straight, like their parents being like, you laughed at that? You thought that was funny? Like the poor guy stormed out. I feel bad for him, but over a bunch of kids, you're gonna let them make you this mad? You can't control what makes you mad. I don't know. It's tough. I nearly was there today. So freaking relatable as a teacher. I'm sure it is. I'm sure, especially if you have bad kids. The kids' high-pitched squeal laugh afterwards would be enough for me to choke them to death. Respect to all you educators. Okay, see, now that's why you're not a teacher. I could be wrong in this scenario. I don't think you should do that. Like, I don't know, if you're gonna quit, just do it more calmly, you know? You could be like, get out of my class. And then if some kids are laughing, just be like, I'll be right back. Maybe get the principal. Because you can't just leave. Maybe he did go get the principal. I don't know. But he was frustrated, you know? But I feel like in this job, you got to learn to control yourself. It's tough. Maybe let me be a teacher for
one
a year
more time
and see how I act. Put me in as a teacher with a bunch of young kids, make them like known for harassing teachers, and then see how I act. I'll probably die. This happened to me once in math class. Our teacher got fed the fuck up with my class, so what he did was every time we came in for third period, he wrote the chapter and page number on the board and said, that's today's lesson. Test in 2 weeks. Good luck. And would just grade other classes' work. 70% of that class failed. I barely managed a C+. You see, I don't agree with that because, yeah, it's the kid's fault for not listening and letting this happen. But what about the good kids in class that really need help? I guess they could have went up to the teacher. But this isn't going to teach the kids. Yeah, maybe after they'll be like, I got a C+, I got to do better next time. But also after they could be like, I don't give a fuck. That didn't teach me anything. And it could really affect their GPA if you fail. I don't know. I don't agree with that. At one point, I was teaching a class at the end of the day. I had 2 students rolling in and out of jail. A quarter of them just slept. The rest could barely give a fuck. I did exactly that. Here's your assignment. Do it or don't. If you're going to be an extra asshole today, I'll kick you out. I'm going to grade work for my students that give a shit. Yeah, some kids just won't learn. And as a teacher, it's kind of your job to really work with those kids. And don't you want to have a passion to work with those kids? I don't have a passion. That's why I'm not a teacher. I keep saying that. Maybe you didn't sign up to deal with kids like that. But that's where you are. But yeah, some kids really just don't want to learn. Maybe I am wrong this time. Teachers really do not get paid enough. You see bro's face. Welcome back, Jim from the office. Needing a kid to help you, bro. I'm kidding. What is happening?
Too many weird bitches in school.
I'm worried for this kid's face, dude. If she did break the glass, going right in his eyes. Holy shit. That's like out of a fucking horror movie. Okay, see, I'm on the kid's side here. No, dude. Obviously, this is where I wouldn't be a teacher. This is crazy. Like, what do you do? Tase the kid?
Yeah!
No. No. Walter, go in my room now. Hannah, no. What? Go get a security officer now. Now. Hannah. Walter, go in my room. Hannah.
Is Walter another student? I'm assuming because she wouldn't say that to the teacher at the door. Holy cow, bro. This is probably between 2 students. Oh my god. Props to the fucking teachers for standing there like this. Especially whoever standing that close. Jesus. Guys, they're holding the door. Hold the door! I already made that joke. I think we're done. Yes! The moral of the story, guys, is teachers are always in the wrong. The moral of the story, guys, is I don't know what I'm talking about. No, the moral of the story is being a teacher is hard.
Pause.
They have a lot to deal with, but it doesn't excuse them from all actions. There are times where the teacher just needs to relax, and there are bad teachers. I've had plenty of bad teachers, and I had teachers that had to deal with me. I was an annoying kid, and I'm sure I wasn't the best at all times. So I was wrong, and they were wrong, you know? It's a good mix. I wasn't the perfect kid. I wouldn't say I was a bad kid either. I mean, maybe when I was younger. Like when I was in preschool, I was put in the timeout chair a lot, I've heard. And with all these videos, there's context behind them a lot of the time, even with the yawning one. There's context, and you gotta think they could be fake. It could be stuff like that. Just because you're a teacher and you have to deal with tough kids doesn't make it okay for you to freak out or for you to lash out. But props to the good teachers out there. Props to teachers that slip up once in a while, but they still stay strong. Props to the teachers that put in their all. Not props to the bad teachers. Yeah. Just because you're a teacher doesn't mean you're automatically a good person. You know, you're the problem too sometimes. Anyways, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm very grateful for you guys. I'm very grateful for the new subscribers, the old ones, all the comments, all the likes. It's very nice, and I'm very appreciative. It is awesome. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next video. Oh yeah, and if you like the video, give it a like. If you like this, subscribe maybe, and maybe I'll call you a good boy.